Hi everyone, this is Lauren coming at you from the Break Zone with another deck tech video. This one going over the Wind Water deck that was spotted by Jordan Denk to a top 8 finish at the North American Championship. So the name of the deck is True North Strong, as it probably refers to Canada, as Jordan Denk is Canadian. If you don't remember who he is, he won the Toronto Crystal Cup, the Gen Con constructed Crystal Cup, and here he is making it to top 8, qualifying for Worlds. And if you get to watch him, I'll put a link down below to the Square Enix Presents round where he did really well. And in case you like this kind of deck, you can also check out the Euro Champs Championship stream that had a lot of people playing a similar deck list as well. So let's go over some of this deck. It's got a whole lot of combos in it, just to keep in mind. I'll try to go over the cards one by one in order, but I might skip around a little bit here and there to show some of their interactions, but I don't think I'll have time to cover every single one of them. So first one is Layla Viking. So okay, let's showcase the Viking first, because that kind of goes straight into why Layla's good. In case you're not familiar with it, well, welcome to Opus 6, where Layla Viking is a thing. From here on, anything that's water considers Layla Vikings as a way to smooth out their decks and their combos. This deck is very consistent. If you look at the deck list to the right, there's a lot of 3-ohs in this deck, and there's a lot of card draw, and it's a very efficient deck that's able to smooth things out from using, let's say, Artemisian or Sid 2 to Pain, Layla, Viking, all of that, to kind of get cards out of your deck, to draw things out, to get you some card advantage, some efficiency, and all of that good stuff. So Viking, if he's in your break zone for some reason, and you end up playing your Layla, everybody's favorite little pirate, then you're able to draw a card out of it and have 2 forwards. So that's pretty good. Whether you discard your Viking to play your Layla, or it was already in your break zone to begin with, you'll be able to draw a card out of from play your Layla. Okay. Next up, we got Cloud of Darkness. So for this deck likes to go wide. We're talking about 3 to 4 to 5 forwards out at a time. If you're able to get 3 forwards out before Cloud of Darkness, you will be able to reduce the power of an opposing forward by 8,000, which normally is enough to take out a forward. And if you're able to get a little more than that, then even better. Keep in mind, she also has that auto ability that triggers off of her attack that is able to reduce the power of opposing forwards as well. And that combos with a whole lot of other things in this deck, as I'll go over. Okay. Next up, we've got Zidane. Very good card, very interesting. So if you're playing against, let's say, a mono ice, where they like to target your forwards, or they interact with dull forwards, then Zidane is well protected against many of them. So obviously he's not protected from summons, but he's protected from a lot of enter the field abilities, whether it is a Genesis or Sid Alstein. Zidane can be a bit of a pain to deal with, and he also puts pressure on your opponent. Most opponents won't try too hard to save forwards in their hand, as they know that if Zidane ever attacks, he'll be able to rip a forward straight out of their hands. So that puts them in a difficult situation. I'll go over it a little bit more later, as I'll go over Chaos Walker on the Wheel and how he interacts with Zidane. And also, when Zidane is able to discard a card from the opponent's hand, you'll be able to activate a win character. And Sid 2 is a win character, by the way, so that's something to keep in mind if you're being the aggressor. Okay. Next up, we got Ishtola. As I mentioned, you like going wide, but that leaves you open to board wipes. And Ishtola is a good answer to, well, the majority of board wipes, whether they are summons or auto abilities. Hold on, sorry about that. Anyways, Ishtola is very good against summons and auto abilities, and she protects herself really well from opposing damaging effects. So a lot of people like to use damaging effects such as like Alcid Combo, or opposing Fusoyas, Idas, or Ishtola, the Opus 6 Ishtola, to deal damage, and this Ishtola is able to protect herself from so many of those, as well as those all-powerful summons and auto abilities. Okay. Next up, we got a Barbarisha who combos really well with. Let's go over some of them. Cloud of Darkness, Velfor, Kuchulain, and Fusoya, as well as I'm sure there's many other combinations, but she helps you get rid of so many different things, different forwards. Let's say an opponent has something like Nidhogg that you need to get rid of. Guess what? A Velfor and a Barbarisha is enough to take that out. Even though normally it is hard to add up to enough damage to take out something as large as a 9,000 power body. Barbarisha can make them significantly small, small enough so that you're able to get rid of them. Okay. Next up, we've got Pain, who's able to, since you have Riku and Yuna as well in this deck, all of the Pain and as well as the Velfor I'll go over in a little bit. Those two cards are from Opus 1, the Opus 1 starter, which it's been good since Opus 1 and it's still good here. Being able to draw a card when you have the YRP online is really good, but keep in mind that being able to reactivate backups you control include Fusoya and Sid, so there's a lot of combos to be had with those, and that carries over to the summons such as Velfor, who's able to activate all backups you control if you control Yuna, which hopefully you do at the time that you play it out, whether it's an EX burst or not. You are able to reactivate your Fusoya as well as reactivate your Sid 2 to get so much value out of each of them. So let's go over the next card. Famfrit, really good at taking out, let's say if your opponent relies on having one very efficient, very large forward to kind of get them through. They don't want to overextend. Famfrit is able to punish them for that. Also works really well if you're blocking with a Viking and after that playing a Famfrit. You could get some of your opponent's forwards out that way. Okay. Next up, we got Chaos Walker of the Wheel. That works really well with Zidane. If you attack with Zidane and see that your opponent's hand has no forwards, go ahead and play a Chaos Walker of the Wheel and break one, and you won't be afraid that they'll be able to play another one for free. Okay. Next up, we got Kuchulain. Works well with Fusoya, so you've got a decent amount of EX burst. Obviously, as you're playing Fusoya, you want to be able to take advantage of that, and the fact that you're playing Yuna as well, Kuchulain can come in quite handy. And last but not least, we got Diablos. My goodness, this thing has been amazing since Opus 5, and here it is, still amazing. All those abilities. Hopefully, you're familiar with Diablos. Otherwise, you probably will be soon enough as you're playing. If you're playing Opus 5 or Opus 6 or anything afterwards, I think this card is one of the mainstays for the indefinite future. Okay. Next up, we're going to go some of the backups. So you've got 6 Evokers. Not too much to say about them except that they work with Sid 2, and I'll go over Sid 2 a little bit later on. You'll be able to search out for those and get a lot of value out of them. Okay. Next up, we've got Artemisian. So you could treat it as another mulligan, and whether you use it early on to smooth things out, if your first hand wasn't very good and you mulligan to another hand, it was very good, but you have to have Artemisian, then it's not so bad. Also, as I mentioned, this deck tends to draw a whole lot of cards, and with Artemisian, the ones that you don't like, you go ahead and put them away to hopefully get into your better ones. Okay. Next up, we got Riku. This Riku in particular, just in case you're playing against something that likes to, dull or freeze your forwards, as Riku's going to be able to activate all of them. And it's an EX burst, so it will work with Fusoya as well. Okay. Next up, we got Yuna. You have a Famfrit, Kuchulain, and that have the power reduction. But keep in mind that Yuna is also a centerpiece for the Pain and Velfor, as if you have her in play, you'll be able to get those bonus effects and so much efficiency out of it. Next, we got Fusoya, works with all your EX burst. A recurring form or removal is just amazing. Being able to use it in combination with, let's say, Cloud of Darkness, Barbarisha, Velfor, Kuchulain, Diablos. You just have so many ways to use it. And as I mentioned earlier, Pain and Velfor in combination with the Yuna backup is going to allow you to Fusoya one time, then reactivate your backups and Fusoya again if you want to. Last but not least, Sid 2. This is a little bit different as this deck didn't go tricolor, it went dual element, and really focus on getting that efficiency out of Evoker. You do have 3 Sids in here, as well as 2 Artemisians, because the earlier the better when it comes to Sid, as you want to put him out there and be able to get those Evokers from the search ability before you draw into them naturally. So this deck is really fun. It's actually you can actually put on some pressure and be a little bit aggressive if it wants to, but for the most part, it likes to control the pace of the deck of the game, and has just so much efficiency added into it, baked into it. It's so good. So hopefully you like this deck. You give it a try. It definitely give it a couple of tries though. You know, like if you take it out for a spin, there's just so many little interaction in this deck. It takes a little while to master, so please give it a chance. If you like this deck, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, if you have any decks you'd like us to cover, feel free to put them in the comments down below. Also, please subscribe, as if you're subscribed, you'll be able to be entered into our current as well as any future giveaways that we might have. We're aiming for 800 subscribers at the time. So some of the stuff that we have available, you'll be able to pick out one out of all of these if you're picked at random from our 800 subscribers. When we reach that number, you'll be able to pick out between these Cactuar sleeves, Horizon Canopy from Magic Modern Masters, Mox Amber from Dominaria, a Lightning plushie, as well as Toronto Crystal Cup deck box Shiva from Opus 3 with Toru Kageyama, the producer of the game, signature on the back. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to add down below. Thank you to our sponsor, MagicDeckGames.com, where you can buy Final Fantasy, the trading card game singles, as well as some Magic singles. I think they have Modern Masters as well as Dominaria available on there. And they will have Opus 7 available soon, so hopefully you'll be able to check them out and have a good time. So this weekend is going to be, well, Opus 7 pre-release, so hopefully you'll be having a whole lot of fun. Also check out the Heroes vs. Villains deck. Should be available with so much value to it. I mean, we're talking about Genesis, Amon, Vivi, as well as some new starter cards as well. So a huge amount of value for the price. I would definitely advise you to check it out and try to get them if you can. Support your local game stores, brick and mortars. Go out there, make some friends, have a good time. Get those deck boxes and let us know how you like them. Also, the Break Zone will probably be putting out another event for the Chocobo Pungent, where we it seems like it's going to be an ongoing thing where for pre-releases we'll put out a little event, a little contest where people will put up their puns, the best puns that they have, even combination of puns. We had a little bit of a story going on last time, which was just hilarious and amazing all on its own, where you try to use as many names of cards that come out in the current the set that you're playing for that pre-release. You put them together and you have a good time. We should have the contest rules as well as the prize. We're still trying to figure out what we want to get for a prize, and yeah, hopefully you check us out. If you're not on Facebook and you want to see what the scene's out there and interact with the community, this game has an amazing community, so please check it out. FFTCG what was it, like US or fans, check those out. We're on there quite a bit. We'll be having some events coming up soon too. I think we have one of our local events. We're going to have our Opus 6 championship happen on the day of Opus 7 release, so that whoever wins that day can get some of those Opus 7 cards. And actually, I think the champion of this season will get a whole lot of Opus 7 cards, maybe even a whole box. So if you're one of our locals in Northern California, feel free to drop by that day. I mean, you wouldn't qualify to the top 16 for this season, but you'll be able to join us in all the fun. And yeah, release day fun, probably some sealed or draft or all that good stuff. So go out there, have a good time, have a happy Opus 7 week or two coming up, pre-release and release, and we'll catch you all next time.